Okay, hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Intellectual Saviors of Wrestling with your hosts, the Master of the Brain Damage,
Mind brain.
and God damn it, and the one and only Sam H. And this is the Raw review from the 1st of August. So, how do we kick this one off?
We had the new women's champion coming out to the ring and basically showing off her title.
Yeah, this is a strange one. They don't normally kick off a Raw with the women.
Then, of course, shortly afterwards, we were joined by Charlotte bickering.
Oh yes, the very bitter ex-champion.
Yes. And then, rather confusingly, she was then joined by none other than Y2J.
Yeah, that
Chris
is
Jericho.
That is a strange one. I mean, he has no involvement with either of them.
No, but he come out and stuck up for Charlotte. Got a few digs in on Rick at the same time as well. Said that Charlotte's achieved more than what Rick ever has. A bit tough there, Chris, considering her daddy's a 16-time world champion.
And 2-time Hall of Famer.
Yeah. But then we got some comical gold, because then Sasha brought out some backup.
Ah, yes. A certified G.
But he wasn't 7 foot tall.
No, he left him in the back. He wanted to take care of business on his own.
Yeah. We had none other than Enzo Amore.
I am Mr. Smack Talker Skywalker himself.
Let's not forget as well the highlight of the arguments and, shall we say, stabs in the backs. Charlotte described Sasha's victory as a one-night stand.
Ooh.
But then Sasha shot back with, well, you're Ric Flair's daughter. You're the result of a one-night stand.
Yeah, that was deep. I mean, for a PG show, I think there were a lot of children in the audience going home to their parents going, Mommy, Daddy, what's a one-night stand?
Yeah. So, yeah, that was definitely a moment for us. And then, no, we didn't have Teddy Long come out and break it all up.
God damn it.
We had Mick Foley come out. And he made it a tag team match. A mixed tag team match.
Yeah, they don't normally do mixed tag team matches very more.
Yeah. So we had Charlotte and Y2J facing off against the certified G and the legit boss.
Yeah.
Despite everything, I fairly enjoyed this match.
Yeah, it's good to see Enzo doing it on his own, because normally in a tag team match, he tends to take most of the beat down and the hot tag thing. So it's good to see him showcasing some of his singles ability on his own.
Yeah. Unfortunately, though, with Charlotte being involved, of course, we can't just have a clean win for either team. No. We had a distraction from Dana Brooke, and then the distraction caused the distraction, and then Charlotte and Chris Jericho picked up the victory.
Yeah, you see, this I have a problem with, because, Christ, you've just given the women's title to Sasha Banks, and Christ, do they not know how to build up strong champions anymore?
Not only that, it just goes to prove the point as well, which we've been moaning about for a while, the credibility of the character of Charlotte. This week's just gone to prove, unless she's got someone by her side causing a distraction or whatever, she can't win a match.
No, it's... Christ, they've really, after SummerSlam, because, yeah, we've heard the rumours, apparently she's taking time off after SummerSlam. They've really got to work on her if she does come back.
Big time.
Because, Christ, Vince or whoever's booking this needs to go watch some NXT. and go back to what worked.
Let your son-in-law have a bit of an input is basically what we're saying.
Yeah, he does it so much better.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I'm not going to go on another rant on the women's division. We'll save that until another time. What do we got next?
Yeah, we've got our weekly crush match.
Oh.
We had Braun Strowman fighting against a local competitor again.
Oh, no.
In the name of Evan Anderholm.
What? Yeah, I don't really know how to describe this. I mean, he got interviewed in the ring beforehand, and they said, well, again, why are you facing this man?
Yeah.
Apparently, they're giving jobbers like $1,000 to step in the ring with Braun Strowman.
Yes, because nothing says you're a great big monster and you can take on anyone by beating up people half your size.
It reminds me when Big Show beat up Rey Mysterio, and they were all going, wow, look at the power of the Big Show.
Vintage Michael Cole commentary.
Yeah, it was. It was SmackDown at the time.
So, as you would come to expect, it was a crush match.
Yep.
Braun Strowman won it very easily.
With a reverse chokeslam.
Yeah.
And, well, what can we say? That was it.
And next, we had a tag team match.
Oh.
We had the Shining Stars
The Shining Star.
versus the Golden Truth. But the big question on everyone's mind is, would R-Truth be paying attention?
No, he had his tablet with him.
And he was engrossed with Pokemon Go.
Oh, jeez. This sort of worked last week as a comedy gimmick, with them just randomly walking through someone's match. But we had a pre-match thing where Goldust said to him, are you going to concentrate on this match?
And it's safe to say he didn't.
No, he did not.
I don't get where they're going with either team, because obviously the Shining Stars lost against Enzo and Big Cass last week. And now they're beating the Golden Truth.
Yeah, it's very strange. I don't think they have a clear plan for these teams.
No. Well, obviously, R-Truth and Goldust are your comedy, almost jackass tag team.
Yeah, there's always one. And the Shining Stars, oh Christ, these two have had such a rough deal over the last couple of years. I'm starting to feel sad for them.
Yeah. So, long story short, the Shining Stars picked up the victory. Notably because R-Truth spent the whole of the match on his tablet playing Pokemon Go, and he wasn't paying attention. And when Goldust went for the hot tag, he jumped off of the apron to catch a Pokemon on his tablet.
This is terrible. It's such a lazy gimmick. I'm all for comedy and whatnot, but Jesus Christ. Stick to the backstage thing.
Yeah, definitely. Right, next. We've got Seth confronting his challenger at SummerSlam.
Yeah, this originally started as an interview between Michael Cole and Finn Balor, but they were quickly interrupted by Seth Rollins.
And I'm pretty sure Michael Cole got told to shut up and go and sit back in his seat.
Yep, he was given his marching orders by Seth Rollins. She seems to happen a lot recently.
Yeah, just a tad.
Yeah, I bet he's very disappointed Kevin Owens is still on the show.
So this was just a backwards and forwards argument. Both wrestlers claiming what's going to happen at SummerSlam. And then right towards the end, it got a bit physical. Seth tried to get a cheap shot in on Finn, but he was having none of it. He done a overhead spinning kick.
Yeah, it's called a Pele kick.
Yeah.
Got him in the gut and then on the head.
Yeah, and then and Seth quickly exited.
Yeah, he was like, no, we'll save this for SummerSlam. You're not getting it. So it should be a rather decent match at SummerSlam. I'm looking forward to seeing what these two do with each other. But we're going to save that for SummerSlam and on to the next one.
Yeah. This match got set up backstage. Bit of an odd one. We went to the office backstage. I don't know exactly whose office it is, so we'll just call it the office.
The manager's office, I guess.
And Stephanie and Mick were discussing a few things. And then the WWE's Olympics ambassador stepped in. Mark Henry.
Makes sense because he was an Olympic champion in 1992.
Yeah, unfortunately, I can't help but see is this sort of like the proper downfall of and downscale of Mark Henry's wrestling career.
Well, he's been going down for quite a while now.
Yeah, so Stephanie was hinting at future ambassador roles and possible training Mark can do in the near future.
Yeah.
He didn't take to it too kindly, and he said that he's still got some fuel left in the tank, and he wants to add to the infamous Hall of Pain.
Oh God! Now we don't need the Hall of Pain being reopened. It maybe worked 5 years ago when you put Jim Ross and Jerry Lawler in the Hall of Pain.
Oh,
you did. They're both members. In fact, they're both the only Hall of Famers who are in the Hall of Fame and the Hall of Pain.
Yeah, and Mick sort of agreed with Mark, and they gave him an opportunity to showcase what he could do, and they put him up against the US champion, Rusev.
Now, this is another problem I have, much like with the Zack Ryder match and the Titus O'Neil match. This is just one of those matches where, as soon as I saw it was announced, I was like, yep, he's got no chance. Mark Henry not winning this.
Yeah.
Because they did this rivalry a couple of years ago, the last time he was US champion.
Yeah.
And he beat Mark Henry on three pay-per-views in a row.
Yeah, so we had the match start off after Lana done her usual entrance, and in fact she was wearing her wedding dress from her and Rusev's wedding the other day.
Right.
So yeah, and then Mark Henry started off with the upper hand, getting in quite a few powerful moves and slams in on Rusev, and him being a bit dazed and perplexed, shall we say, to Mark's approach to the match. But inevitably, Rusev picked up the pace, and Mark ended up tapping.
Yep, kick to the back of the head, put him in the accolade, and much like those three pay-per-views where he tapped out again. Now, I don't think they have any plan for Rusev. He just seems to be going from pointless match to pointless match.
Yeah.
Put him in a proper rivalry with someone. And then, surprisingly, someone came out.
Yeah, much to our shock, really. But maybe this is all part of his punishment for a certain suspension he had to face recently. We're, of course, talking about the guy. Roman Reigns.
Ooh. Yeah. Well, no, I mean, Roman Reigns came out. Not sure why.
No, but Roman threatened to knock him out, basically.
And it did end with Rusev taking a Superman punch to the face.
Yeah, so it looks like possibly SummerSlam. We're going to have Roman fighting for the US title.
Yeah, that's a steep fall for Roman. I mean, going on the whole punishment thing. He's having a rough time of it. Losing the title. He lost the rematch for the title. And now, essentially, he's gone to the mid-card.
Yeah, but unfortunately, everyone's got to pay their dues when they mess up.
Yeah. This is something you just don't do when you're champion.
We're looking at you, Rob Van Dam.
Oh, poor Rob.
You idiot. Who gets caught with a carload, and I mean literally a car full of weed and various other tablets.
And with Sabu in the car as well. It was no surprise that he wasn't seen on TV again.
Yeah. Moving on with the show though. Had a slightly interesting match next up. We had the former members of the... I can't bloody remember what their tag team is called now.
The Primetime Players.
The Primetime Players, that's the one.
Yeah.
Well, they were a pretty pointless tag team, even where they were a team. Yeah, we had Titus O'Neil facing off against the rejuvenated and Darren Young.
Yeah, this is funny. Before this match, Titus asked what we were all thinking. He was like, when has Darren Young ever been great?
As harsh as it may sound, yeah, me and you have been saying this the whole time Bob's been doing all these promos. When was Darren Young great?
I mean, he brought up a few things. Was it in the Nexus? See, this is a rivalry they've done once or twice before. They've had some fairly decent matches in the past.
Yeah, Titus O'Neil ended up picking up the victory in this one.
Yeah, didn't he cheat? I think he held the tights.
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, and then Bob Backlund went mental at him backstage, and that started going off on one, and then Titus pushed him.
Yeah,
and then Darren Young went mental and said, "You don't push my coach."
So, do we really need another rivalry between these two? It's been done.
Nope.
So back when they broke up the first time, I found this point rather funny. When they broke up the first time, Darren Young kept the Primetime Players music, and Titus got a new one. And now this time, they've broken up again, and it's Titus who's kept the Primetime Players music, and Darren's got a different one. Shocking.
Yeah.
So, on to toilet break number 2.
Another crush match. We had Nia Jax facing off against Ariel Monroe.
I've never heard of her.
I don't think she's even made random appearances on NXT.
The name doesn't sound familiar. So, yeah, how would you describe this one?
Crush match.
Short. Really, yeah, we get it. Nia Jax is strong.
Yeah, although this time round, she didn't finish it with the leg drop.
No. Strange one.
No. Power slam or was it power bomb?
I don't remember. I think I was probably looking at my phone at this point.
Yeah, we're not 100% sure how it finished. But yeah, all I can remember is she definitely didn't finish it with a leg drop.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. Either way, Nia Jax won. It was a short match, and the crowd really wasn't interested.
No.
That's all the time we're going to devote on that. Next.
We had tag team match.
Oh, third one of the night. Christ.
We had your WWE World Tag Team Champions.
Oh.
The New Day. Facing off against the Club.
I think they're probably tossing this one out a bit early.
Yeah, I mean, the titles weren't on the line, I don't think.
No, they weren't.
Yeah, like you sort of highlighted on. I think they seem to be rushing these matches a little bit too much. I believe didn't the New Day have some form of competition and one of them wasn't allowed at the one not competing in the match wasn't allowed at ringside.
Yeah, they said before the match that the club had filed a complaint, and one of the New Day had to stay in the back.
And didn't they have to pick from a bag of fruit? And whoever had the odd one out was out.
Yeah, that was a pretty funny moment. There was 2 oranges and a banana. And when it came close to being together, they were like, no, we can't do that.
Yeah. Fortunately for Xavier Woods, he had the banana.
Yes. So him and his trombone had to go to the back.
Yeah. So yeah, it was a decent physical match. A little too physical at times. Yeah, but the New Day ended up picking up the victory.
Yeah, I think this was quite a short match. It wasn't as long as tag team matches normally are.
Yeah. Yeah, was it?
Man, that's terrible.
Yeah. New Day picked up the victory, but then very shortly afterwards, Gallows and Anderson started putting a vicious assault in on Kofi and Big E. Then, in typical fashion, Xavier Woods and Francesca too quickly ran to aid their colleagues. But unfortunately, it didn't work out too well for them. And I've got to go out and say this. Whoever comes up with the names of these wrestlers' moves needs to be fired.
Yeah. Oh, man.
They've come up with 2 names for Gallows and Anderson's potential finishers, and they've both been... they've got the creative juices of a 5-year-old.
Yeah. This looks like a monkeys on typewriter thing.
I think was one of them the Boots of Doom.
The Boot of Doom.
And the other one, the bloody Magic Shot.
The Magic Killer.
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
Which is possibly one of the worst names for a finisher I've ever heard. The Boot of Doom.
Yeah, that's all I want to spend on that. There you go, people. The Boot of Doom.
Christ, could they not have just called it like the Killer Boot? Or the Clubbing Boot? Or, whatever.
Oh, great. And it just keeps on getting better.
Yeah, this one was set up beforehand. I mean, they brought them both in because both had been complaining that they wanted to go to SmackDown. And Mick said, right, instead of complaining at us, go out and settle it in the ring. And the winner will get a future title shot down the line. We are talking about Cesaro with his stripper suit.
And the very lily white Irish Sheamus.
No, I actually quite enjoyed this match. Very hard hitting, back and forth.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a decent match considering everything. Yeah. But in the end, Sheamus got hit, I believe, with the neutralizer.
Yeah.
And that was all she wrote for the Celtic Warrior.
Yeah, and he wasn't happy about it.
Nope.
So it's good to see. I mean, I like Cesaro keeping the momentum going. Good they're doing something with him.
We forgot one very important thing from our opening match.
We did?
Yes. We had a special guest on commentary.
Yeah, that was weird.
And the excuse or reason we got was just, I'm here to make it better. We had Kevin Owens doing some commentary, weirdly.
Yeah, it's just... Well, no, we actually sort of got a semi-explanation for that later in the night. I think Jericho was having a backstage interview.
That's right.
A humorous moment from Chris, where they were saying he needed a tag partner to watch his back.
Mm. And somebody had his back, apparently.
No, the first one, he came out with a random name. I think it was something like Jim.
Yeah.
Jim Rusher-fella.
Yeah, he was the toughest man in Canada.
Toughest man in Winnipeg, Canada.
That's the one, yeah. Toughest man in Winnipeg.
It was similar to the Money in the Bank thing when he said Applewood. It's like, no, Chris, that's a made-up guy. we know that's made up.
Oh, yeah.
And it turns out that Kevin Owens has Chris Jericho's back.
So we'll wait and see how that one folds out. So yeah, and next bit we're going to move on to it. Sort of come together as Sheamus and Cesaro are being separated. Heath Slater was in the ring, but he wasn't on his own.
Yeah, first I saw this, I slapped my head and I went, oh God, is that Jinder? Ugh.
And it was Jinder Mahal. And Heath was hinting at 2MB making a return, but Mick Foley came out, said it ain't gonna happen. Basically made him an offer, said, right, I've got one spot going on Monday on Raw. You two have a fight, see who gets the spot. Straight away Heath said, no way, we're a team. We're not fighting one another. And then Mick had sent a referee out to the ring. And then as soon as Heath turned back round, he got a rather nasty hit from Jinder Mahal.
Yep, Jinder gave him a super kick and pinned him 1, 2, 3. And I guess Jinder's back on the roster.
Yeah, very brief unemployed spell. Yeah.
Christ, do we need another jobber? Whatever. Jinder's back on the roster. Hopefully he has better music than he had last time.
Yeah, and then match of the night.
Yes.
Without a doubt.
Easily.
We had Seth Rollins facing off against Sami Zayn.
Yes, let's go. I love this guy. I'm actually wearing a Sami Zayn t-shirt as we speak.
He is. I can vouch for it.
Love it. I think this was Sami Zayn's first Raw main event.
Yeah, and obviously first time them facing off one-on-one.
No, they faced off on SmackDown a couple of months back.
Yeah, as you would come to expect with these two. Very high tempo match. Lots of high flying and technical moves.
Yeah, I really enjoyed this one. More what I enjoyed was the fact that it wasn't all Seth on the offense, it wasn't all Sami Zayn on the offense. It was very 50-50.
Yeah.
They looked like they both belong there.
Yeah. Again, good pairing choice from our creative teams, and again, like we've been saying with a few other pairings in the past, these two could easily headline a pay-per-view.
Yeah, this could be a future pay-per-view main event. It's like for anyone who watched the SmackDown match a couple of months ago, it had a similar sort of ending. Sami Zayn went for the haluva kick way too many times.
Just a few.
Which is annoying because if he'd gone back and watched the SmackDown match, he would go on, right, Seth knows this is coming, and he would have done his other finisher, the Koji Clutch.
Yeah.
But no, he didn't do that. He missed the haluva kick and got caught with a very nasty looking pedigree.
Yeah.
I mean, credit to Sami, he takes it. A lot of wrestlers tend to extend their knees to reduce the impact.
Yeah.
But he proper took it.
Yeah. And that was the end of that one. And then we had our main event segment.
Yeah, strange one.
We had the return of the Beast Incarnate, Brock Lesnar.
Yes, and the evil genius, Paul Heyman.
Yeah, he wasn't by himself. Yeah, obviously them coming in, wanting to build up the match for SummerSlam with the Viper, Randy Orton. And Heyman just went on a rant about how Randy Orton can't beat Brock Lesnar. He won't beat Brock Lesnar. And how all he's got is the RKO, and he isn't even going to get a chance to hit Brock Lesnar with the RKO because he's going to be going straight to Suplex City.
No, there will be no RKO out of nowhere.
And then we got an RKO out of nowhere.
Yeah, this even surprised me. And I'm not sure how he got into the ring that quickly. Was he hiding under the ring? Did he come from the crowd? And no one knew.
Yeah, Randy Orton was invading Raw and hit Brock Lesnar with an RKO out of nowhere. And then a very stunned Paul Heyman was taken back. And then when Stephanie and Mick quickly ran down the apron, shouting at Randy, get out, and then some referees came out. And 3/4 of the Raw roster come out, but then by then Randy Orton was very high in the crowd.
Yeah, he was out of there. I mean, I do like this way that they've sort of gone on with saying, right, Raw and SmackDown, this whole separate things now. And it's like, Raw, SmackDown has invaded.
Yeah.
And it was a big thing, Orton being there, and he wasn't allowed to be there.
No, although I have later found out they do really like to play dumb with us. Because I believe it was the dark match after Raw went off the air.
Oh dear.
We had Seth and someone else. Apologies, I can't remember who it was. It was Seth and someone else facing off against Cena and Dean Ambrose.
That's strange.
Yes, and then I later found out as well on SmackDown this week, we also had a dark match at the end of the show, and it was both Raw and SmackDown wrestlers involved.
Strange, but as this dark match, I suppose it can go along with the gimmick.
Yeah. And then that was our show, ladies and gentlemen.
Yep, ended with Orton on the ramp, doing his trademark legend killer pose in the crowd. So, interesting to see what happens next.
And we'll see what happens on SmackDown. Will Brock Lesnar have a retaliation?
Oh, you would
for
think
Randy
so.
Orton.
So, that is it for the show. From your hosts, the master of the brain damage,
I've been Martin.
and the one and only Sam H. This has been the Raw Review, and we will see you on the next one. Bye-bye.